Are you struggling to communicate effectively using free-flowing sentences? If so, keep watching to discover this one thing you can do to end your struggle and start making real progress in your English. Hi everyone, it's English Coach Sandra from Snappy Talks for High Performers. A traditional language program focuses on the idea that to learn a language, you need lots and lots of words. And as a learner, we get overwhelmed by how big the task is and how many words we have to learn and be able to speak, not to mention all the grammar and how slow our progress is. But through my research of the polyglots, which is someone that knows 4 or more languages, and 4 years of working with my students, I've discovered the best way to make real progress with your spoken English is just to focus on the right words. I call it the power of the dot. Yes, it's a title I borrowed from Dean Griasio, who uses it for marketing. Before I tell you about the power of the dot, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below to show your support for this channel to ensure I can keep making videos to help you reach your English speaking dreams faster. Plus, like every video, I'm going to share a bunch of resources today. So don't worry about trying to listen and write it all down. I'm going to put the transcript, vocabulary list, learning experiment details, links, any additional information on my resource page. And I'll give you that link at the end of the episode. So let's get started. The power of the dot. As a native speaker, I know something between 15,000 and 20,000 words. So I know a lot of words. But someone is considered fluent when they know the right 2,500 words to 5,000 words. So there's a big difference between being fluent in a language and being a native speaker. But this gets way more interesting. Someone who knows the most frequently used 800 to 1,000 words can understand 70% of a basic English conversation. And someone who only knows the 100 most frequently used words can understand 50% of that basic English conversation. So it really says that as native speakers, we use these core words over and over in every one of our conversations. I know, it sounds crazy, and I discovered this when I was struggling to learn Thai. In my Thai program, I had to memorize 90 new words every week. And after 2 years, I could read Thai. I could write Thai. And although I knew thousands of Thai words, I still could not speak Thai. And in my frustration, I started to research how people who learn several languages, known as polyglots, what they do. And I learned that many of the polyglots credit their success to the power of the dot. And by truly mastering the 100 most frequently used words in a language while strengthening their listening and speaking skills. These frequently used words create a solid foundation to build on. Then you can add in additional vocabulary that lets you engage in those important conversations in your life. It turns out most English conversations use a combination of these 100 core words. And so by working towards mastery of these simple words and by being able to hear and understand full sentences of them, it'll drastically advance your English skills. So what are the 100 most frequently used words? Well, I'll put the whole list up on my resource page, but you'll be surprised that many of them are very basic words, including things like you and want, thing, it, go, man, on. In this sample, it has 134 words, and it's using 60 of the words from the most frequently used list. You can see that we've built entire sentences out of them because there's only 6 words that are outside the 100 core words, and they're the ones that are underlined. Some of the words seem really simple, and you likely know many of these words, which is excellent because mastering these words is critical to improving your conversation skills and will allow you to stop memorizing grammar rules. But I'll tell you more about that in another video. So that's it for the power of the dot. I've added the transcript to this video, the vocabulary list, sample conversations, plus all the other resources at mylearningexperiment.com. So be sure to go check that out. But now that you understand the concept, you might be saying, sure, Sandra, this sounds interesting, but how is it going to help me learn English? Well, the next step to becoming the person you need to be to improve your conversational English skills is mastering the 100 most frequently used words, which makes it a perfect time for our next learning experiment. So for today's learning experiment, I want you to spend a few minutes looking at the list of the 100 most frequently used words and work through these questions one at a time. Which of the 100 core words am I truly comfortable with and can easily use in conversation? Which of the 100 core words do I find challenging to use and understand in conversations? And once you've identified the words that you're feeling that there's room to improve with, pick the top 3 that are challenging you and spend a few more minutes answering the following questions for each word. Why is this word challenging for me? How does the challenge with this word hold me back in my English conversations? And finally, what 3 things could I start doing today to help me better understand and use this word in my spoken English? Okay, please share your discoveries in the chat below. It's a great way to build your English skill and help others as well. And in future videos, I'll do a deep dive into developing an effective learning system to master the 100 frequently used words so you can advance your English skills faster. And until next time, happy learning! Bye-bye now!